My name is Sister Alice Anzoyo Dralo. I belong to the congregation of the Sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. I am the director for the Center for Leadership and Management. The objective of the Servant Leadership Program is to help the students acquire those skills for leading as servant leaders, because the Next Generation Leadership Program subscribes to the Catholic faith, and the Catholic faith is based, Catholic faith leadership is based on the example of Jesus Christ, who is a servant leader.
Growing from Catholic scholarship into the next generation leadership, we are forming Catholic leaders. We are forming Catholic leaders for the church in Kenya, for the church in Eastern Africa, for the church in Africa, basically when we look at the larger portfolio. Now, what is the unique thing that we want these leaders to possess so that then they're able to take the church and the people they lead to the next level? A few of these would be being in a position to be able to go beyond the call of duty. There is what you're asked to do, and there's what you do over and above what you're asked to do. Now, as a leader, the slight deviation from management into leadership then is the invitation that this program is doing. And that's why, irrespective of whatever training you're in, the leader in you is what we want to blossom. So that even if you're in medical, then there's something unique about you, even in the medical field. You're able to lead without struggle. You're able to lead by example. You're able to lead by the way you live your life, the way you package yourself, the way you carry out your duties, the way you do your thing, how you serve the people that you're invited to serve in your mission, in your apostolate, then gives you that slight difference.
The Next Generation Leadership offers 4 additional courses, leadership courses, to the scholars. Basically because when they are in the university, they are taught various things, but then we want to give them a hands-on skills. So these additional leadership courses gives them a hands-on, very practical skills to go and help them implement what they have learned in the universities. So we have child protection, we have executive management courses, we have servant leadership, and we have Catholic social teaching. This month of June, we offer servant leadership program.
We are about 5 facilitators who participate in the training and the facilitation program. It's a 6-day training program, which is made up of 7 modules. And the 7 modules are distributed between the 6 days. 2 short modules have been combined in order to fit into 6 days. Initially, it was supposed to be 7 days, but the participants are very busy. The scholars are busy people, they have responsibilities. So they requested if we could take 1 week of 6 days. So because of that, we have combined 2 short topics together. We start by a topic, a module we refer to as Leading as Catholic Leaders. The Leading as Catholic Leaders will take us immediately into the introduction of servant leadership, because leading as Catholic leaders bases origin in the leadership of Jesus Christ. The leadership of Jesus Christ is the one based on servant leadership. So in the next day, we enter into another module we refer to as developing the leader's spiritual development of the leader. That's the module. And so it takes a whole day, both morning and afternoon. On the 3rd day, we enter into emotional intelligence and communication. Those 2 topics are held on the same day, and on the 4th day, we run giving and receiving feedback. Because leaders are supposed to give feedback, at the same time be open to receiving feedback from stakeholders, from their members, from their followers. And in the afternoon, we do coaching for leaders. Coaching is an important topic which is emerging And if leaders open up to coaching, probably they will perform better in their leadership. If they open up, they will be able to develop the potential that is within themselves. So coaching is an important topic in the training program. So then on the 5th day, we delve into ethical leadership for Catholic leaders. And the ethical leadership takes the whole day. And we conclude the 6th day with leading change and transition. Change is a factor of life, and many of the participants are religious women, religious men, priests as well, and other lay people from other organizations. But the most important thing is that change is happening. And as you know, the Catholic Church is bureaucratically organized. And in the 21st century, a lot of changes are happening. So it's important for leaders to become aware that their leadership has to fit within 21st century requirements if their missions are supposed to be relevant to the society. So that's why those 7 topics are very critical and they are very important.
I facilitated 3 modules, and the first one was personal and spiritual development. And in that module, there are 2 things that we definitely wanted to see. And one of them was for them to see the example of Jesus in terms of spiritual and personal development. And we wanted them to be more aware of themselves in terms of spiritually, where are they, so that when they go out, they might be able to do the same for others. Then the second module that I moderated was giving and receiving feedback. And the highlight of that, again, was for them to learn a method of how to give feedback, what we call situation, behavior, impact, and decide model, so that they will be able to give feedback and also be able to receive feedback within the teams where they work and in the communities where they work. So that was the second module. The third module, which was the last one, was leading and moving through change and transition. And the module was special, I would say, because it was first and foremost for them to be able to understand why change is so difficult, and that we experience change differently, and that different people might be at different phases of change, or rather we would say transition. And another highlight of that was for them to do a self-assessment test, for them to be able to know how ready they are for change, and for them to be able to deal with people at different levels of change. Some may be at denial, some may be at ups and downs, and some may be committed to the change. So the essence of that module was to help them understand that, and as they work with their community members, to know why some people seem to be resistant to change and why others embrace change so easily. So I would say that those were the highlights of the 3 modules.
First of all, the modules have been especially chosen, and they're very relevant for the formation of servant leaders. And I facilitate 3 of the modules. I team up with Caroline for personal and spiritual development of leaders, where we look at Jesus the contemplative, where we want to help the leaders to develop a leadership that is based on, that is founded on a profound prayer life. And a second module where I facilitate is on communication, where communication is very important as a skill for leaders. And so we start off with assessing what is their listening effectiveness scale and all that. And then we try to help them identify their communication style, which is very important for them to be able to learn how to flex their style with other people's styles of communication. And the third module that I moderate is on ethical leadership which is very crucial for the formation of leaders, the modeling of integrity of leaders. And so again, we go through an assessment there, and we look at case studies that are very pertinent to situations that they find in Kenya right now. And it becomes a very interesting process that they go through, using what we call the 7 lenses of ethical responsibility to get to the highest levels of ethical practice and responsibility as leaders.
At the end of the program, they have to do their leadership plan, what they intend to do, how do they intend to implement what they've learned. And by their presentation, I realized that they have really gotten the content, and they are going to implement something.
The rationale for the action plan is to ensure that students implement what they have learned, or participants. We'd like to refer to them really more as participants. We have taken 6 days training, and there are concepts that we are facilitating and discussing with them. First of all, to demonstrate that they have grasped the concepts of the different modules that are being presented to them. But leadership is not a theoretical thing. Leadership is practical thing. So the action plan helps the learners or the participants to take the training to the practical level, that they are able to use the concepts used during the training, and they can take it to the next level, use it in an activity, use the concept in an activity in order to cause change, in order to cause an effect in their community. But also it helps them to bring what they are learning to their communities or to their organizations. At the end of the course, we give participants certificates. The certificates are generated by the training institution, which is the Center for Leadership and Management from Tangaza University College. So the certificate is signed by the director and co-signed by the chair of the board of NGLP, so that it becomes a joint certificate from Tangaza Center for Leadership and Management, as well as Next Generation Leadership Program. We give them certificates to qualify, to say that a particular participant has completed the 7 modules of the training program, and now they are ready to go out and implement the concepts of the learning. We conclude the giving of certificates with a ritual, and this ritual is derived from the Celtic tradition. We use the 4 elements of the earth. That is earth, fire, water, and air. And these 4 elements are associated with the inner being of our life as a human being, and it connects us with the spiritual world. So the purpose for the ritual is to create awareness of the connectedness of the participants. When they go out there, the leadership they are practicing is not for themselves, but it's in service to the spiritual being to which they are connected.
Mass is our center, the core of our faith and belief, and we believe that everything is anchored on Jesus Christ. And during Mass, Jesus comes himself and live with us. So for us, we anchor everything, all our values in Jesus Christ. So we have never had any program without Mass, because that is the core of our faith.
we are just 5 people who give the session, but you gain through the training, you come up with like this group now. There are 51 of them. You come up with 51 people who are equipped with skills and tools to pass on these core values of Catholic leadership, and that they will pass on to their constituents wherever they are.
We are the
next
generation Catholic leaders.
We are the next generation Catholic leaders.